Well, ladies and gentlemen, the men's singles final, the APA International Sydney 2013. Please welcome to Ken Rosewall Arena from South Africa, Kevin Anderson. And his opponent from Australia, Bernard Tomic. Yeah.
Do you have a white towel?
Bern?
Hello, how are you? No, nice to meet you.
Nah,
rain, we hope.
dry night, dry evening. Don't worry. If not, we cover. Have a roof. Remind me your name?
Sandra.
Sandra.
Yeah.
When I get the coin, you stay here with the players for a bit. All right, boys, same conditions during the whole week. 3 challengers, 1 more in the tiebreak. Please remember about time between points.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
Sandra will do the toss for us.
Heads, please.
Yep. Tails. Serve. Picture with Sandra, please.
Well, Nuke, big night for Bernard Tomic coming out. He's drawn a huge crowd, the biggest of the week. And Kevin Anderson, he came off a very tough semi-final yesterday, 7-6 in the third. A bit of this match is going to be how he's recovered.
Oh, I think he'll be all right. Fortunately for the boys, the weather is not as hot as what it was predicted. It was predicted to be in the mid-30s centigrade, and it's cooled off a little bit of humidity out there, but the sun certainly hasn't come out today.
No, and lucky too, because yesterday afternoon Bernie struggled a little bit in the heat. Didn't wear a hat, which wasn't a bright thing to do, but a good effort from him. He had a very tough first set against Andreas Seppi, 12-10 in a tiebreaker, and some good signs that mentally Nick is engaging for a lot longer within a match and toughing it out.
Yes, there was definitely the occasion there yesterday for him to say, oh, this is a bit hot, because he was having trouble seeing the balls.
what a lovely moment for Sonia there, getting a photo taken at the toss of this final. And I mentioned in the opener some great players that had won this championship. What a privilege it is to have one of them beside me tonight in commentary, in John Newcombe. Welcome to the finals, Nuke. I know you've been watching a lot throughout the week and critiquing Bernard Tomic's form, and he comes into the final looking pretty good, doesn't he?
It was pretty exciting watching him in Perth and then watching him play this week, the way he's improved his game in the last couple of months, and also the way he's moving around the court. I've been very impressed. It's some top tennis, and he's been getting the wins because of it.
Yeah, he has. So he's actually played some terrific tennis early. He's had to battle. He's been thrown a lot of variables, and he's pulled up with positives out of all of them. As we take a look at his bio, 20 years of age, currently ranked 64. That'll improve again after this week. Surprisingly, the best performance of his career at an ATP level is only one semi-final. Of course, he's been in the quarters of Wimbledon, but perhaps we've expected a little more, but tonight got an opportunity to turn that around.
Well, it hasn't been a great 2 years for him, really. He really hasn't advanced his game that much, and then all of a sudden, in the last few weeks, we've seen as he keeps saying, over the last 8 weeks, he's been working really hard on his physical conditioning, changed a few things in his game, which we'll look at in tonight's match and see what we think of those, but the improvement's certainly there, and he's playing a quality of tennis the last 2 weeks that I think it's going to take someone in the top 10 that's going to have to, play that well to beat him.
Well, tonight he's up against Kevin Anderson, 26 years of age, currently ranked 36, 2 career titles. One of those titles was last year at Delray Beach, where he beat Marinko Matosevic, who was vying for his first tour title as well. So this is how he's made his way through, comfortably through the draw. Took out Lopez, that was a big win, that was a seeded win for him. Then Isterman, and then yesterday in the semi-finals survived match point, and he hit one of the best second serve aces I think I've ever seen when he was down match point. And he talked about it, I asked him in the interview, I said, did you really mean it to be that good? He said, well, yeah, look, I went for that position of court, but he got a bit of extra speed and survived the match point and took it out in the tie-break.
Well, I watched that whole match on the telecast, and I enjoyed your commentary with Jeff. It was really good, and I actually thought he'd mishit that serve a little bit. He couldn't go for that sort of an angle. It was an incredible angle that he got, so a little bit fortunate there. But one of the things that impresses me about Kevin and his play is under pressure, he keeps quite calm out there. He doesn't seem to over-panic, and although in the beginning, in the first set and a half, I thought he was trying to overplay a little bit and making a lot of unforced errors, but he doesn't seem to get very ruffled out there under pressure. Well,
he's got that big serve to rely on, get serve himself out of trouble at times. He's got great confidence in it.
I chose to serve.
I think he's got a fantastic first serve. I don't think his second serve is that great. He gets a nice kick on it, and yes, he did serve an ace on match point down, but I think it's the type of second serve that I would advise someone, if they had a good return, to go after his second serve, put pressure on the second serve. That puts pressure back on his first serve, because he wins around 85% of points on his first serve, so you've got to try to do something to upset him.
A magic moment for some of those young kids as Bernard made his way out onto court. There's some of the kids from MLC Tennis Hotshots program, getting all of the youngsters around the country involved in the game. If you want to get your kids involved, get onto tennis.com.au, find your local coach. They may be the next Bernard, who knows?
First set, Tomic to serve.
We're all set.
Ready?
Finals night,
play.
Tomic to serve.
Well, we saw in that point that I think that's going to be the tactics here from Kevin. He's going to try to force Tomic back behind the baseline, and he got him pinned here. You can see he's a good 3 metres behind the baseline. Just on those kids you were talking
15
about, how many kids was it? Tennis Australia had a big day down in Melbourne today at the tennis centre.
Yeah, Kids Tennis Day, and 15,500 were around the grounds at Melbourne Park today. Got the chance to play in the Hot Shots program.
30-15.
Met up with SpongeBob SquarePants, saw Guy Sebastian sing, and even got to see Roger and Serena play some tennis.
$40-15. Game, Tomic.
Nice start for Bernard. Holds for 1-love.
First game.
All through this week, Bernard really served well. Had a lot of quick service games, a lot of free points, probably averaging 2 free points a game, which is a great statistic. You can really then put some pressure on the return games. And tonight he's going to have to really focus on the return. He stands pretty deep. Kevin Anderson with a big serve, a lot of aces. And in the semis against Julian Benito,
Love 15.
Kevin Anderson really struggled once obviously the ball was back in and he got pushed around the baseline like that. He can get a bit too deep. It's got to be Bernard's tactic. Try to get himself within the rally quickly.
Love 30.
Yes, well played. Interesting position that Tomic took up there to receive the second serve. He was way out in the doubles court,
40.
almost taking away that wide serve from Anderson. Well, not almost taking it away, he did take it away.
3 break points. There's a chance.
Yes, he'd be disappointed with that one. He was set up, wasn't he? Had plenty of time to play the shot.
Led for service.
So to return the first serve, Tomic is standing 1 foot outside the singles line, sideline. See that position there, covering that wide serve.
Led for service.
He's taking away the wide serve, which Anderson did quite a few of those in his semi-final.
$30-40. Thank you.
Got him. He's got an early break.
Good tactic there. The first passing shot off the backhand was the one that did the damage. He didn't try to hit a winner. He just got it down low to the backhand volley. Got back a pretty average sort of shot there. There's the slice backhand from Tomic. It's a good shot, isn't it? It skids through low.
Well, he almost he tried to bring Anderson in there with that slice through the centre. That wing in the semis yesterday, the forehand,
15 love.
got very wayward at times, missed by metres as he did then. He has to be aware he's got to keep that shot tight tonight, Anderson, if he's going to give himself a chance.
Couple of short balls there that Tomic has run for on the forehand. Classic way to take them, isn't it? Very short backswing and get your racket ready. Plenty of time then just to play the ball to where you want it.
Oh, love game. Perfect start in this final for Bernard Tomic. He's ahead 3-love.
Tomic leads 3 games to love. Seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Time.
Some of the improved movement around the court of Bernard Tomic up to those short balls. Kevin Anderson played college tennis out of the University of Illinois under Coach Tiley, Craig Tiley, who's the head of our player development and Australian Open tournament director. He's pretty busy right now getting things organised for Monday. Craig taking that team from nowhere to the #1 team in the nation.
Third Tila.
It's the big weapon, isn't it, from Anderson, the one that has to work tonight if he is to win this match. That and the first serve.
40 love.
Not trying to hit a winner off this forehand, just get it controlled and into a good safe position on the court.
Game Anderson. Tomic leads.
Earlier today at a press conference,
3-1.
Roger Federer had a few words to say about Bernard and the potential of a third-round matchup at the Open.
$15 love.
Federer's right there in saying you got to concentrate, you got to make it first, haven't you, Duke?
Exactly. The voice of experience. Don't get ahead of yourself. Yes, once again, structuring the point there with the forehand, not trying to hit a winner, just getting it deep into the corner, getting Tomic well behind the baseline and getting him on the run. Well played point.
So Tomic just got to be careful that he doesn't backpedal too much. You see at that point he hit one ball, then he was at next to 2 meters behind the line. Now he's being punished here by a big stroke from Anderson, but he's played his best tennis when he's tried to absorb some of that speed and stay up on the baseline.
That's the tactic, which you can see already, is to try to work over Anderson's backhand side. But sometimes you can overdo that, and Anderson gets the chance then to run around the backhand and play a forehand. Every now and again, I direct play out to the forehand. That opens up the backhand.
Game, Tomic.
Tomic holds, and he is ahead. 4-1 opening set.
Tomic leads 4 games to 1. Time.
Well, welcome back inside Ken Rosewall Arena. Great crowd here for tonight's final. Tomic on top at 4-1.
It's pretty interesting, Todd, that the 5 youngest players in the top 100 on the ATP Tour The youngest is 20 and 2 months. That's Tomic. And the oldest is Raonic at 22 years of age.
30.
There's no one under 20 years of age in the top 100. It's changed around a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about that over the last couple of years, and that's the trend, isn't it? And these few guys that you just mentioned. Oh, that's a bad miss. He got a bit of extra time off the net cord.
30, 50.
They're just starting to make their way in.
Sorry, Todd, have a look at this volley. He stands still on the shot. He had to be moving forward as he played it because there was no pace on the ball.
That's what he's done well. He's jumped up on short forehands. At the Hopman Cup, he did it extremely well. And again, this week here in Sydney. Just going back to those names, there's three that really stand out amongst that group, Nuke. It's Milos Raonic at 15 in the world. Grigor Dimitrov, who was a finalist last week in Brisbane, lost to Andy Murray. And, of course, Bernard. They're three that are the potential top tenors in that group right now.
The other two are Ryan Harrison from the United States and Kuznetsov from Russia.
Ryan Harrison, a good week here. Beat the #1 seed, John Isner, in the first round before going out to Benetton in the quarters. As Tomic has a chance for a double break.
Diaz. Advantage, Anderson.
Yep, that time Tomic didn't stay out wide. He was looking for the one down the middle. Left the opening for the wide serve.
Game, Anderson.
Anderson hangs in, survives a break point, but Tomic still holds with the break at 4-2.
Tomic leads 4 games to 2. $15 left.
I just wonder whether
15-all.
Kevin Anderson, as he's settling into this match, the last couple of games, even though he survived the break point there, he's starting to be more aggressive, starting to come forward, see whether Tomic can come up with the passing shots, getting into the net more often. And that's traditionally not the sort of style that Bernard likes to go up against. He likes to be able to control
30-15.
the flow of the play from the baseline himself. When people are aggressive at him, it's his least favourite matchup.
$30-all.
Makes you wonder with Anderson that he's got such a great first serve, why he doesn't serve and volley more.
Particularly when you know you're going to get a lot of high balls coming back, just stabs from the opponent. They're not going to be cleanly hit all the time.
Little opportunity for Anderson here, 30 all, second serve. That was an example of what I was talking about before. That time Tomic went wide out to the forehand, wide and deep, and that opened up the opportunity for him to get into Anderson's backhand.
Game, Tomic.
Tomic still in front, 5-2, first set.
Tomic leads 5-2. Time.
Kevin Anderson serving to stay in this first set with new balls.
Todd, just going back to that, no players under 20 in the top 100.
15 left.
Are there any in the top 200?
Now, well, believe it or not, there is no teenager of any kind in the world's top 250.
That's pretty interesting.
Oh, not a great volley.
But it was a very good return. That's a sort of the weaker volley
15.
watching in the semis. Every time he's had a backhand volley that's tight in on the body, he doesn't play it very well. And this is not only tight in on the body, it's down low. A very weak shot here from Anderson.
Yeah, that stat of the 250, it shows how you can be one of the world's top juniors at 18, but really it's another 3 or 4 years before you've really going to start to progress up the senior rankings now. And that, of course, 25, 30 years ago, it was a given you'd be there.
40-15.
So perhaps we've got too higher expectations of our young players, and we need to keep at them and after them until they're around about 22.
Game, Anderson. Tomic leads 5-3. Thank you. Allow 15.
Anderson applying the pressure here. Let's see how Tomic responds.
Love 30.
He's been pulling out some big first serves, hasn't he, on these occasions the last couple of weeks, Tomic? Going out wide a lot on the first court.
Left for service.
There you go.
15-30.
Even if you know that one's going there, Nuke, it's still so hard to reach. I mean, Anderson's arm extension's huge. He still couldn't get a racket on it. Look at that.
It was only 170k. Not that fast, but it was very well placed and had a lot of work on it.
Left for service.
Kept breaking away. Gee, that's a good shot. Not much backswing at all on this forehand from Tomic. Just used the pace of Anderson's shot.
40-30.
Instant replay on that white serve. Round of applause from...
Look how this keeps breaking away.
Tomic secured the break early and he's held on to take the opening set. 6-3.
6 games to 3. Time. Sit quickly, please. Thank you. Second set. Still up.
The reaction from the Tomic camp. James Magnuson in the top left corner there.
Mr. Tomic is challenging the call on the left far sideline. Ball was called in.
James and Bernie became friends in the off-season up on the Gold Coast. Met each other at the Olympic Games, of
Ball
course.
starts. 30 love.
Evan
Mr.
Anderson
Tomic has 2 challenges remaining.
opening this second set with a pair of aces.
Game Anderson.
A love game to open the second set for Kevin Anderson. And
First game.
Tomic got off to the great start, breaking in the second game, Newt, but plenty of good play from him and good movement early on.
Yes, good serving, high percentage of first serves into play. 74% in for the first set. Hard to break someone when they're getting that many first serves in if they've got an effective first serve. Forehand was working well for him, especially off the short ball.
15. Game
And then under pressure towards the end, a couple of important unreturnables out wide to this first court.
15 love.
Clever serving, and that one was 173k. The previous one was 194. We've seen the breaking one out wide to the first court. That's coming around about 175. A lot of variation in speed. And I like that, because what that does, it doesn't allow the returner to see the same speed coming all the time. It's almost like a baseball pitcher who keeps throwing the fastball. Eventually he's going to get a hit out of the park. You need to vary it.
$40-15.
I should change up there from the first serve. That was 148k and a serve and volley routine. So there's a lot of different stuff being thrown at Anderson. Very slow to sort of those first few steps from Tomic, and not a good time to do a drop shot when you're a metre behind the baseline. That's the one that'll really get the big fella, won't it? Anderson's 6'8" tall, and that sliding backhand of Tomic's that skids through low. Anderson has a lot of trouble with that on the backhand and forehand side.
Well, here, talking about the forehand, talk us through that, Newt, because I know that John Tomic studied your forehand inside out when he was teaching Bernard when he was in his early years.
Yes, John's told me that too, and I... Wow, that was a pretty good serve. Nearly went over the backstop on the bounce. Looks to me as if he's extending the arm just a little bit further than he has been in the past, Tomic, on that forehand side. He's definitely getting a little bit more power on it. You were telling me before the match that Mariko Matasevic told you that when he played Bernard, he thought there was a lot more power coming in his shots.
He said he's using a blacked out racket at the moment, probably gone back to his old frame he was playing with when he won his junior slams and reached the quarters of Wimby. And you can see there no markings on that racket at the moment. And the shape of shot has changed, and there's extra speed back on the forehand. The slice backhand you just talked about has been far more effective. So whether it be just a case of going back to what you're comfortable with, or whether that piece of equipment is helping, or it's the practice, whatever the case is, it's something has made a change in the way he's hitting it. Probably attitude as much as anything, but
Well, I think he's spent a fair bit of time getting himself fitter, and that's been a major difference.
he's serving well to start the second, Kevin Anderson. It's on serve, but Tomic won the first.
Anderson leads 2 games to 1. Time.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's the shot we're talking about. He's really hitting it well and hitting it confidently too. This is like out of nowhere this winner comes. That's really shakes up your opponent when you do stuff like that. Maybe forcing Anderson to start trying to play a little better.
I think these next 10-15 minutes are quite crucial in this match, Nick. I just get the feeling that Anderson's starting to press, but he's doing it in a good way. He's not overplaying, and he's getting himself up in the court a lot more. He was a little deeper, and he's trying to force the play.
Couldn't agree with you more. I was thinking the same thing.
I think Bernie's got to make sure physically he keeps quite sharp in this short period that comes up.
Next 10 minutes is very, very important. You're absolutely correct. Anderson's trying to put on the full court press. It's one of the things that you really need to learn out there is when your opponent's making a charge on you, just try and hold the fort, and when they go off that charge a little bit, that's when you come back and attack them.
Correction, 40-15.
So based on that, so Tomic could get this situation to 3 all or 4 all. Anderson sort of tried his absolute best and he hasn't made any headway. Could be a good sign for Tomic.
Yeah, Tomic.
Couple of aces. Levels at 2 all. Just talking about the court positioning.
2 games.
Take a look at the graph here. This is our Hawkeye hitting points areas, and that's Bernard Tomic. Look how deep he is most of the time.
Yeah, it's a little deeper than what you'd like, but I'd be interested in seeing where Anderson is playing from. I got the impression that he's certainly playing a lot more. Yeah, there he
Look,
is.
52% of it actually inside of the baseline.
He's trying to take it to Tomic. He's forcing him back. you think he brought Anderson in deliberately then?
He got caught a little with this backhand here. He wasn't quite in position. I don't think he minds that, but, you know, I'm not sure the passing is his biggest asset. He makes some good ones. He only passes well when he can get himself into position. So if you can rush him and get his footwork sort of out of position, then you'll draw the error from him.
Third Tila.
There's the man that the stadium is named after, the great Ken Rosewall.
A couple of sloppy two-handed backhands from Tomic in this second set. Footwork hasn't been that good.
Let's for service. Game Anderson.
And Kevin Anderson holds to love, only lost 1 point in the set on serve so far. 3-2 on serve.
Anderson leads 3 games to 2.
Welcome back to the final of the APMedia International in Sydney. Physically, Nuke, as we talked about, 10 or 15 minutes is really crucial to this match, and the feet are not working. And Tomic's starting to catch quite a few balls late and miss hit. He's got to try to up the ante right now. It's better.
$15.
There's a danger time here. Kind of hanging in there at the moment on the first serve, isn't he?
Game Tomic.
survives a moment of trouble from 15-30 to level it at 3-all.
3 games all.
Here's a Tomic backhand, the slice backhand. I like this shot, the way it's produced. See the left arm go out as he hits it. And now here's the forehand we've been talking about. Let's have a look at the follow through of the arm. He's hitting through the ball a little bit more before he comes across the body, I feel. That's giving him the extra power and control.
15 left. And seconds.
It's a nicely produced serve, this, isn't it, of Anderson? Look how his left arm, the ball toss arm, goes up into the air. Arm stays up there. Yep, well played. Good court coverage. That left arm is so important to direct the ball toss. Nice movement here and good put away volley. Also to hold your weight back until you're ready to come through and hit the serve. So if you see it, while as long as that arm is up in the air, his weight can't come forward. It's holding it back until he's ready to swing through and hit the ball. Fingers pointed up to the sky after the ball release. Type of service action, it looks as if he could just serve like that all day, doesn't it? Doesn't take a lot out of him.
Great shoulder angle tilt as well from that left arm extension.
Game Anderson.
It's working well in the second. Anderson holding comfortably. He's ahead 4-3. Tomic took the first.
Anderson leads 4 games to 3.
Crowd getting behind Tomic during that break. Serving with new balls.
Yeah, so I think that in those type of rallies, Tomic's going to win probably 70% of them against Anderson. He's just got a little bit more variety and steadiness in his game.
$30-15.
This is our all angles covered coverage that we're giving you. The GoPro that's on the ball kid's hat. In fact, I think it's around his chest. There we go.
Left for service.
Oh, well played. That's what Anderson's got to do. He's got to risk his arm there, go for the shots, try and force the issue.
Well, this is good play because if you approach and can keep Bernard on the full stretch run, he's not as good at passing. He has to get set to be able to hit the rip. He did a good job at controlling it down. Oh, that's a wasted opportunity.
Yes, tried for a little bit too much, didn't he?
40.
Instead of structuring the point, he tried to win the point on the return of serve. Should have tried to get it back deep and wide.
Well, that was a shanking miss hit off the forehand that got lucky for Anderson.
Yes.
Again, you can see where Tomic is. He's like 2 or 3 metres behind the baseline there in these rallies, really getting pushed around.
Yep. It's not quite getting enough on the ball.
Yep, he's gone into a little bit of a defensive mode.
Advantage, Anderson.
And he's really playing into Anderson's hands. He's got to try to take the attack back at his opponent, hit the ball a bit harder.
So, break point for Anderson. Yes.
First serve to the rescue again.
Yes. Thank you.
Again, Anderson trying to do a little bit too much on the return of serve.
Yeah, Tomic.
Survives a break point. Magnuson applauds, as does Muscles. It's 4-all.
A little bit fortunate there. Anderson missing 3 returns of serve off the second serve.
Here's some of the footwork of Bernard off the slice backhand. It's not a. I'd like to see a little more hustle in the feet in these.
I think
next
he's gone
couple
a bit,
of games.
a bit flat in the second set. See if he comes out of that now.
$15 left.
Oh, well played. Could be a little bit of a nervous reaction from Tomic. He appears so confident. You tend to forget this is his first ATP finals, and he's won the first set. Maybe a lot of nervous energy went in that first set, and he's coming through a little bit of a flat spell now. Plus the fact that Anderson's played a pretty good second set. served extremely well. He's really taken the attack to Tomic.
And second serve.
Hasn't lost many points on serve, has he? This is his 5th service game in this set.
Dropped 1.
1 point.
Yep.
In 5 service games so far.
Holds to love. That's 3 love games in a row on Anderson's serve. He's ahead 5-4.
Anderson leads 5 games to 4. Time. Let for service. Love. All. 30-15.
Oh, that's clever. Well disguised, wasn't it?
Yes, he saw that Anderson was moving back to look for the deep shot to the backhand. See Anderson still over on the backhand court.
Let's first service.
Let's have a look where Tomic is when he tries this drop shot. He's 2 metres behind the baseline. I mean, that is just a no-no. Do not drop shot from back there. Seldom going to win the point. You've got to be on the baseline or just inside the baseline when you drop shot.
Quickly, it could be costly. That's a
also
reverting back to some of the shots that he does like to play. His natural game is to be somewhat passive at times, happy not to miss. See if the opponent
Tomic
challenge. You'd like to see if the opponent will make an error as opposed to take on the challenge. Flush on the line.
Yeah, that was not a good call. Well done.
Yep. Roar from the crowd. They lift. Can he lift? It's 5-all in the second.
I'm starting to wonder just here whether Anderson might be getting a little bit frustrated. He's been the dominant player in this second set and only lost 1 point on serve, and here he stands at 5-all, knowing that a tiebreak is coming up in 2 games unless something happens.
Oh.
So if Tomic can get the first point here, I think he could be a chance to break.
There's a great return through the centre, and there was arms and legs everywhere from Anderson. Manages to just get out of the way.
Yeah, it's a good display, isn't it? It's 6.5 games. A loss of only 1 point. A lapse in concentration.
It wasn't a bad tactic because you could see how deep Tomic was in the court. It was just poorly executed.
Yeah, but look how low the ball is when he actually tries to drop shot. You can't get any work on the ball from that low. Terrible position to drop shot from.
Another super service game from the South African. 6-5.
6 games to 5.
Important moments for Bernard Tomic. Serving to try to take it to a tiebreaker. He took the first set 6-3. Broke the opening service game of Kevin Anderson. Hasn't been able to get close since.
Yes, nice disguise. It looked like he was going to do a drop shot over to the backhand side.
30-11.
And changed it at the last second. Have a look at this racket.
Seen
control.
Fed play that one occasionally.
Yep.
$30-15. $40-15. Game, Tomic. Six games all, second set, tiebreak.
So Tomic just a tiebreak away,
Both players will receive
perhaps
an
from
additional
his first
time
title,
on
Newt.
tiebreak.
It's a good, solid game, that last one from Tommy.
They both played two epic tiebreaks in the semis. Both won them.
Anderson.
Yes. Drew it back in. I'm pretty sure that was in, and Ken Rosewell would have loved seeing that one. How many times did he hit a backhand? Ken Rosewell from out wide and drew it back in.
Oh, it caught it.
Yep. Never looked like it was going in until the last half metre.
1-0. Mr. Anderson has 3 challenges remaining.
Oh,
Well,
he didn't put it away well. It caught the frame, that overhead, but a well-structured point.
yeah, but it's Anderson's making the play, isn't it? He's on the full attack.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be dropping too many balls short if you're Tomic at this stage.
I think I'd be trying to get the ball nice and deep and see if you can get in yourself. Take the attack back to him.
So, Anderson with a mini break.
It's all Anderson so far.
3-1 Anderson.
3-1 and could have been very easily been 4-love.
Mr. Anderson is challenging call on left service line. Ball was called out.
Slightly late call from the line judge. But a good one.
What's that, second serve? Anderson. Mr. Anderson has
Good
2
tactics
challenges to make.
from Anderson, isn't it?
We've got to do a little bit more with the return. Just landing on the service line. It's his coach down the right with the white cap, G.D. Jones.
Anderson.
There's G.D. Went to school in the United States with Kevin Anderson. They both were in that team I mentioned earlier at the University of Illinois under Coach Tiley. And G.D.'s sister, Sasha, in fact, playing for Australia, has a wild card into the Australian Open. They brought up in New Zealand, but based over here now. Important moments for Tomic. Must hold this point.
Dominating the court, Anderson. If you're watching these rallies, he's refusing to move off the baseline. He's either playing on the baseline or inside the baseline, taking away Tomic's time.
Well, given the dominance in the set on serve from Anderson, it's a tough ask now for Tomic to get out of this tiebreak.
Again, gradually in the rally, he's forcing Tomic back.
6-2, Anderson.
Tomic started the rally then on the baseline, tried to hold his position, but by the time it finished, he was 3 metres back.
So Anderson dominates the tiebreak, and we're at 1 set apiece in this final.
7-6. Final set. Love 15.
Bernard seems content to wait and see, Newt.
Well, he looks as if he's fallen back into that pattern of playing passive style of tennis, waiting for the other bloke to lose the point rather than going out and winning it. That's better. He went for the backhand. But even in that rally, he's giving Anderson so much time to play his shots because he's taken the pace off his own shots. In the last couple of weeks, Tomic's been doing so well because he's been going for his shots. He's been aggressive. Used power off the baseline.
Longest point of the match at 23 shots.
What a huge point that previous one was too at love 30. I have to say he did play some very good shots from some tight positions, Tomic, during that big point.
Yep. This could be a bit of the momentum swinger that he needs.
Yep.
40-30.
You've got that down in your notes, that love 30 point,
Yep.
in case we forget it.
Yeah, we won't forget it. Yeah, back from love 30, Tomic to hold serve. The second set dominated by the big serving South African, and there were aces galore, but also some pretty strong advances to the net at the latter stages in the tiebreak.
Yeah, it was a set that Anderson deserved to win. He played the more adventuresome game of tennis of the two players. He took the attack to Tomic, turned the match around. He had Tomic pinned out behind the baseline. And to win 24 out of 26 points in 6 service games is a super effort when you're a set down.
15 left.
Good judgment.
Got to start giving Kevin Anderson a different look up the returning end. You just can't keep standing in the same place if you can't win points. So Tomic needs to either move in closer, get around, perhaps look like he wants to hit a forehand on second serves, but he's got to have to change something. So he does it there, Newt. Will he continue? That was a great move.
That's what we want to see. That's what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks.
40-15.
Instead of just pushing the returner serve back, get it back deep. Get Anderson on the back foot. Get him behind the baseline.
Anderson. Mr. Tomic is challenging a call on the left near sideline. Ball was called out.
It certainly looked as if it was out.
Just.
Ball stands.
Anderson
Game
holds
Anderson.
for 1-1.
One game.
You had a great serve, Nuke. Why don't you talk us through these two motions?
Has 2 challenges.
Okay, let's have a look at the ball toss first. Anderson is up and both good actions. I mean, there's nothing really complicated about the
15
actions.
left.
Let's have another
I
look.
would say, if anything, when Tomic serve tends to go off, he pulls out of that left side a lot quicker than Kevin Anderson. And you mentioned how much you liked the way he extended with that left arm, kept his angle.
Of the 2 ball tosses, I prefer Anderson's the way he holds his weight back.
Third sealer.
A lot more body weight into your serve that way.
Perfect. The stats say they're serving consistently the same. They're both on 69% of first serves in. 7 aces to Tomic, 9 to Anderson. And only 1 double, that goes to Anderson. So both serving well in this final. A bit more weight on the ground is from Tomic in that game. He leads 2-1. Final set.
Tomic leads 2 games to 1.
Just a regular water, sorry. Just a regular water.
Time. Seats quickly, please. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Kevin Anderson coming out to serve with new balls. Hasn't been bothered for a long time on serve.
Finally, he wins the first point. Gets Anderson to play catch-up on his service game.
The only time he's won the first point in the match was in that first service game when he broke to go 2-love.
That's better.
A bit more off the groundy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, and that's probably taking Anderson a little bit by surprise because the ball's been coming back at a very moderate pace to him and he's had plenty of time to play his shots. All of a sudden, the pace has increased. Pace and depth. Got him a little bit on the back foot.
15-30.
He stands up again on this second serve. Takes a slight risk. It'd be a good time to do it.
Yeah, get it back strong and deep. Oh, that's a great serve. Coming down from a huge height, isn't it? 6'8". That's better. A little bit more power in the shots, and all of a sudden Anderson's having to play those balls from a metre behind the baseline instead of on the baseline or just inside. That's a very well played point. Gee, he played some searching ground strokes there.
Well, getting into the Anderson forehand hard and fast is the key. I think that ball there, get him stretched, and then you can start to dictate the point. You also can draw the error out of the hard and fast ball to the Anderson forehand. So break point for Tomic.
Gee, it's nice to see the pressure off Anderson having to play way back behind the baseline himself. Got to guess a bit here. Does he go to the backhand or down the middle to the forehand?
Great serve.
Wouldn't matter how far you guessed, you couldn't get that.
204 out wide. That's huge.
Incredible angle with that sort of speed.
He's just got to keep his eye on time between points here, Anderson. He got a warning in the semi-final. A lot of that was to do with the heat of the day, but he's taking a lot of time.
Well played. Again, didn't try to hit the winner, got it down low to the backhand volley. He's not secure down on that low backhand volley at all.
Second chance for a break.
Yes.
Didn't hold back, did he? 210 down the tee, smashes a forehand off the reply.
It's the way to go after it in finals. You don't usually win them by standing back. I would have liked to have seen him go after that return a little bit more too. That was just putting it back in the court and right down the middle. And let's have a look at where this return landed. Just over the service line. Not a lot of speed on it. It was just a setup ball.
In the semis, Julian Benito had a lot of success when he went hard through the centre, but he went after the ball, like you just said. He didn't just try to get it back into play. Even if it landed short, he still hit it hard, and that ball then gets onto Anderson quickly. He's such a big man, he's got to recover from the landing of the serve.
Yeah, well played. That's better. Well, if you watch Tomic so far returning second serves, he's taking a step back and letting the ball come to him. And that's why he's having a lot of trouble generating power on the return from the second serve. Well played.
No.
Cross court was open, wasn't it? Good coverage here from Anderson. Watch him move to cover that down the line shot. Had been able to whip it across court quickly. The opening was there, but you only have a split second to make that decision.
Advantage Anderson. Game Anderson.
So long game for Anderson. He eventually holds. Tomic had a couple of break points. Almost 10 minutes that game. 2-2, and David Hall there, our 6-time world champion wheelie. You've had a lot to do with Dave, Newt.
I have. A great guy. He was yeah, world champion in the 90s 6 times.
He's an ambassador for
15 left.
Tennis Australia's wheelchair program, and doing a great job at trying to pass on all of his experience to the next generation.
I went down and spoke to him before the match down there and said, "Hey Dave, when did you get those tats on the arms?" I said, "What did your mother think of that?" He said, "Oh, she was very unimpressed." I'm with you, Mum.
Oh, just wide. He's letting Anderson keep coming at him.
Yep. If he keeps playing passively, I think it's going to be a very hard time winning this match. What do you think it was? I
think he thought it was a lead. Yeah, didn't you hear that? Yeah, that low one to the forehand from Tomic draws the error, and he is on serve. It's 3-2, final set.
Tomic leads 3 games to 2.
I mean, it's dangerous back here. There's water everywhere.
Was in good shape, Kevin Anderson, and but a little distracted during that change of ends.
Thank you.
Either about water in the back corner and also the fact that he sent for some new shoes to be brought back in from the locker room.
I mean, it's dangerous back here. There's water everywhere.
Mr. Tomic is challenging a call on the right center service line. Ball was calling.
And that.
Second serve.
Anderson has asked for another pair of shoes to come from the locker room. Said his shoes are so wet from sweat that he's starting to slip all over the place.
Barzilov.
much easier hold for Anderson this time around to level at 3-all. He was one of 5 players last year to save a match point and go on and win a tournament. He did that at Delray Beach. He beat Andy Roddick, saving match point in the quarters, and then beat Australia's Marinko Matosevic in the final at Delray. Coincidentally, yesterday against Julian Benneteau, he was down a match point.
Left for service. Left for service.
Actually saved 3 match points against Andy Roddick in that quarterfinal at Delray.
The one he saved yesterday was an enormous second serve ace. It was unbelievable serve.
Left.
Starting to pick the pace up a little bit, Tomic. Yep, very well played.
A lot more proactive with the feet too.
Yes,
he's using his legs better.
Looks a lot more alert than he was in the second set.
Pump of the fist from Tomic. He edges ahead, 4-3, third set.
Tomic leads 4 games to 3.
You can change it, right? Give me a water after you get white bag.
Kevin Anderson going for the fresher, drier pair of shoes. This particular stage of the match, not a great thing to be going on in terms of concentration.
Well, I've been watching him at the changeover. He's hasn't had really time. He's just grabbing a quick drink now, and he hasn't had time to really wipe his brow or anything. So the whole change was spent on changing his shoes and making sure the laces were right.
He'll be very aware too of the new time rule. Umpires have been very strict in these first couple of weeks of the new season.
Yeah, and you can see he's having to rush down there to get ready to serve, so he doesn't get a warning.
Throws your rhythm.
Absolutely. You get into a rhythm of what you do on the change. You wipe yourself down, you have a drink, you wipe yourself a bit more. You have time to get your thoughts together. He didn't have time to do any of that in that last changeover.
Oh, that's wild. Gosh, that hit the back fence. That literally hit the back fence. This is a huge court.
His body went around too soon, didn't it? He's certainly rushing a little bit at the moment.
Big opportunity for Tomic. Love 30. Yeah.
Gee, it wasn't a well-hit forehand, was it?
A shanky approach.
Yeah. It landed three-quarter court and it had no pace at all on it.
Now 40.
Tomic, 3 chances for a break. 3 chances to serve for the match. One saved with the bomb. 12th ace.
Big service like this, sometimes they say, love 40. Huh, it's just like juice. Now, I'd like to see him step forward, Tomic, and have a bit of a hit of this. Not try to hit a winner, but get some force into the return.
No, he didn't. See, Anderson knows he's not going to do that here because he positions himself very early in his stance. And here you can see he was way back. He's not going to belt it from there.
It'd be better for Tomic to stand back another half a metre and then move forward into the return. So your weight's going into the shot.
One left for Tomic. Oh, another ace. That's just brilliant serving from the South African. 216 that one out wide. That is enormous.
That's pretty fast for out wide.
Back to Juice.
Yeah, well played. Forced him back. Had him 4 or 5 metres behind the baseline. And it all started with a nice deep return of serve.
Fourth break point.
Please.
Oh, he gets the double.
Wow.
Tomic to serve for the match.
Tomic leads 5 games to 3.
He's certainly not as confident, Anderson, is he, when he's got to play from behind the baseline? It's a front foot player.
Two points away. If there's a good trait in Tomic, it's the fact that he closes out matches well.
30 left.
Keeps his emotions well under control, Anderson, doesn't he?
15.
Just thinking about that double on break point. He served so well tonight. It was only the second double in almost 2 hours of tennis. It was at a crucial time, wasn't it? Good first serve. And Bernard Tomic has championship point.
40-15.
He's got it.
2 sets to 1. 6-3, 6-7, 6-3.
Bernard Tomic now added his name to a list of great champions here at the APIA International. And a deserving win for him tonight against Kevin Anderson, taking him out in 3 sets, 6-3 in the third. And it's a defining moment in a young career.
A very good performance. The first set was very well played. I think he went flat in the second set, but he came back strong in the third set. And he was certainly the better player as the third set finished. He was putting more and more pressure. And it all came around to him hitting the ball harder and firmer from the back of the court, getting Anderson onto the back foot and not playing passively like he did in the second set.
Well, Bernie's given his shirt away, so he's got to put his jumper on. And it gives us an opportunity to go take a break, and we'll be back with the presentation of the APIA International with the new champion, Bernard Tomic. Tomic to draw.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined for our presentation after the outstanding men's singles final here by a tennis legend, Mr. Ken Rosewell, who's joined us on his court. Also, Mr. Steve Healy, President of Tennis Australia, Mr. Harry Beck, the President of Tennis New South Wales, our Tournament Director, Mr. Craig Watson, our ATP Tour Supervisor, Mr. Jerry Armstrong, and our referee, the wonderful Pam Whitecross. I'm going to invite now Natasha Fennick, who is the Executive General Manager of APMedia, to say a few words.
Thank you, Craig. To Steve Healy, the President of Tennis Australia, Craig Watson, Tournament Director, Ken Rosewell, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. APIA is proud to be the major sponsor of APIA International, and we're proud to be Australia's leading financial services and insurance company servicing the over 50s. Today, we've seen and witnessed a fantastic final between Bernard Tomic and Ken Anderson. Congratulations, Bernard. I'd like to congratulate both of you on your efforts over the last week and wish you all the best for the upcoming Australian tournament. Also, we'd like to thank Steve Healy and the team at Tennis Australia and Tennis New South Wales for organising such a great event over the last week. We've been delighted to witness such a great event. We've seen fantastic crowds, great tennis at a superb venue. It's been an absolute pleasure and honour to be standing next to Ken Rosewell. Ken has won 18 major tournaments in his career, and I recently read that he was a top 20 player, both amateur and professional, for an amazing 25 years. So it is very fitting that this stadium is named after him. I'd like to thank all the umpires, linesmen, ball girls and boys and officials for all their contribution over the last week, and also to thank the crowds that attended here tonight and also over the last week, and those watching at home on the Channel 7 network. We're very proud to be sponsors of this event, and we look forward to seeing everybody next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha. Would you now please welcome the President of Tennis Australia, Mr. Steve Healy.
Thank you and good evening. Thank you to Natasha and the APIA team for their outstanding support of this wonderful event here in Sydney. There's been yet another great event and a wonderful final to finish the week. We're very proud of this tournament as a lead up to the Australian Open, and we wish both players the very best next week. Bad luck tonight, Kevin, and congratulations, Bernie, your first ATP title on Australian soil. Congratulations to all of the tournament team led by our tournament director, Craig Watson, who's done a fantastic job. To all of the volunteers who work so tirelessly putting this together so that we can all enjoy the tennis. And thank you to all of the crowd for coming out tonight and enjoying the tennis. We look forward to the Australian Open next week. Thank you.
Thank you to Stephen Healy, President of Tennis Australia, and Natasha, you have the honour of presenting the runners-up trophy to Kevin Anderson of South Africa.
Firstly, I must congratulate Bernard on your first win. You know, you're a great player. Had a great tournament. It was a tough match out there. You know, and best of luck for next week in Melbourne. You know, I'd just like to thank everybody involved in the tournament. You know, everybody behind the scenes, the sponsors. You know, all the people that make this event possible. You know, we just come up and we're able to play tennis, and there's so many details that goes on behind events like this. You guys have done a fantastic job. It was a great week, and I want to, you know, thank you everybody for doing everything that you did this week. Thank you. Just thanks to my team up there, my wife, my coach G from college. I've known him since I was 12. We just started working in December last year, so hopefully this is one of many to come. I'll hopefully go a little further next time. My coach Murray up there from New Zealand, had a great working with him for the last year. So thanks guys for all the hard work. And just lastly, thanks for everybody for coming out. The atmosphere is great. It's always fantastic playing with crowds like this. I know most of you guys were rooting for Bernard, but that's okay. We guys got the better view in the cricket, so I'll just leave it as that. Thank you.
Thank you to Kevin Anderson. And good luck to him, of course, at the Australian Open next week. I'm going to invite a legend of Australian tennis, Mr. Ken Rosewall, to come forward to present the Champions Trophy to Tomic of Australia.
Thank you. I don't know where to start. It's an amazing feeling. Thank you, Mr. Rosewall, for having the honour of playing in front of you tonight. It means a lot for winning my first title in front of you. Thank you. Kevin, well done to you. You played great this week. You're playing good tennis. I hope you can keep it up in Melbourne, and I'm sure you do well. To my team, especially to my father, it's been a long road, and finally I've got one of these trophies. So it took a while, but thanks for having me by your side. My team as well, my trainer, and I've just started working with you guys. It's been amazing, and hopefully this is not the last tournament I can win. So to have you by my side is awesome. Thank you for working with me the last few months. To all the sponsors, Caltex, Dove, Volkswagen, without you guys it can't be possible, and everyone I'm choking a bit, for everyone making this tournament happen, the ball kids, linesmen, the referees, it's they're doing a great job, and you don't realise what these people put in to make this tournament happen, so thank you. There's not a lot I can say anymore, and thank you, Sydney, for having me. It's a great honour to win my first title here, and hopefully I can come back next year.
Don't forget that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's again acclaim our men's singles champion, the AP International 2013, Tomic of Australia. Going through our regular photographic session here with Kevin and with Bernard. Again, thank you for coming out. It's just been a terrific week. If you're coming to Melbourne, we're looking forward to seeing you down there for the Australian Open Tennis Championship and outstanding coverage. If you're not going, on the 7 network around Australia. And on behalf of the entire tournament, I hope you have a great week here. And I'm sure Bernard will be back in 2014 with the fair to get many silver medals.
kiss if you want, mate. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm sure it is. How are you feeling, huh? You up there? See ya?
I might just get a little one across.
Behind it, mate.
No.
Oh, thank you.
Ready? Circle back.
What's the summon?
What if I jump over?